Hey guys, another day, another victory.
We're back and welcome to episode.
No. I'm back. And welcome to episode 4.
Okay.
Today's Bible verse will be Luke chapter 16, 13. No servant can serve two masters. He will hate one master and love the other, or he will follow one master and refuse to follow the other. You cannot serve both God and money.
So yeah, as James said, we're so excited to be here, and I'm so excited to just have my brother here because it's always a good time with him. Last week we talked about doing what thy wilt, and we put a particular artist on the screen and explained how we felt about that. It was Jay-Z. Now, this week we are going to be going into black or white. So from that, we talked about doing what we want to do, having our own will and free will and predestination. But now we're going to see how that actually plays out in our everyday life. Because a lot of people think life is just black or white. It's this or that, right or wrong. Other people think that there are shades of gray. There's different layers to things, and things don't always work out accordingly, which I believe is a little bit of both. What do you think?
Yeah, there's a lot of gray. A lot of it. See, there's so much of it, don't even know what to do. But that's why you have God and your family to try to work around it. You might go through it and it might be tough, but God is there to protect
You know what? I was actually going to say he sounded stupid, but I think I think that was good because I didn't even think about it like that. Like life is just like gray. Like life is actually just gray, but we have God that helps us make those black and white decisions, and that's so important. But I think also with that, we like to play Satan like he's equal to God when he's literally not. And so I think when it comes to being black or white, it's not truly like, ooh, the Satan got me today. It's more like, are you going to listen to God and what he's instructing you to do? Or are you going to use this time to exercise that true free will and go against what he has? Because I feel like that's giving more glory to yourself, which is doing what thy will, which is giving glory to Satan because you're doing what pleases your flesh. Any examples, James?
No.
Okay. Well, I have an example. Earlier today, my brother decided that he wanted to come and hang out with me, which I love hanging out with my brother. It's the best thing ever. But but I noticed on his face he has a bruise. Now, guys, come a little closer. Let's take a look. Right there. Now, obviously, it's small and I'm overreacting, but this is my show, so I'm not overreacting. I was really mad. I was like, where'd you get that from? And his response was,
Let me tell you guys. Long story. Keep it short. So, football team, right? We all jump, well, not like jump, but we all get our licks on people and then just starts breaking out. Okay?
what?
And then
Wait, what do you mean breaking out?
and then we do that to everybody that has birthdays. Today, Saturday was my birthday, and it's fall break this week, but we still have practice. So today they tried to do that to me, but I wasn't going. Yeah, I wasn't going. Wasn't going. But then they tripped me. They got me. Then they tripped me, fell, little bit hurt. Then I just got up. That's it.
What? Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, you making a big scene for nothing.
Anyways,
Good time.
it doesn't matter what he had to say. Well, it does matter because that was his experience. See? Subjective truth. Because I know the objective truth is your friend should not be jumping you for your birthday. Like, there's birthday licks, you know? Like, I could just smack him in the chest, not leave a bruise. But I think getting a bruise in your face, that's worse. So, objective truth is he shouldn't have been doing that. Now,
It's a small bruise.
his subjective truth, which we'll talk about later, is that, you know, it was my friends. We do that to each other. Negative. False alarm. Anyways, there is a black and white to this, as I was saying.
Yes.
The white, which is my side, they shouldn't be doing that. The black, which is his side, he thinks it's okay.
I don't think it's okay. I didn't say it was okay.
So see, there's the gray. He doesn't think it's okay, but he's willing to do it to give pleasure to his friends.
What? When did I say that?
You let them do that to
I
you.
didn't let them. I just told you
Well,
I
James,
wasn't going. Why are you not listening to what I'm saying? The words that are coming out of my mouth, you are not
because
listening.
you
It's going in
still
one
fucked
ear
them.
and going out of out.
As we're switching topics, because we know it's just gotten a little bit heated here,
God, was fan.
I realized that some things in our life, well, going on in this world, that we don't like to clarify as black and white is the LGBTQ plus community. Let's do it. So I don't know if you guys remember from my trailer, we asked questions about the LGBTQ plus community, and my brother is one of the lovely people that answered. And we're going to dive a little bit into that today because I think it's so important. This is one of the things in life now that we deal with that isn't as black and white as I think we make it be, as we presume it to be. I think there's a lot of gray areas in that. And I think that it's important to talk about, just like we talked about abortion. So, James, what do you feel about the LGBTQ plus community? Do you think that there is a gray area in that, or it's just purely black and white?
Um, there's there's black and white. There's gray as well. There's some decisions that they made that, in some people's eyes, are bad. Some people's eyes are good. Like, hold on. Hold on. All right.
Okay, so okay, so let's like break it down. So like, boom, L lesbians. Is there gray in that, or is it just black and white? And if there is black and white, what is the black and white?
There's black and white. Um, there's they had a decision to go that God had for them, but they just went that way. You know what I mean? When some when your mom or dad tells you to do this is which is the right way, you decide to not do it and go that way, which is a winding road, but God made a straight path for you, but you just went the other way. There's a lot of black and white in there. They went one way, but was supposed to go the other way.
Okay, and then how do you explain then why they went the other way, or that one way that they went?
They probably just listen to the things in their head or just listen to the devil.
Mm, okay,
Because the
I think
devil, hold on,
interesting.
the devil is, he can turn into a lot of things. He can be a lot of things. He might be your friend, he might be somebody close, somebody far away from you, but he can turn into something that might look good, but is actually bad inside.
Mm,
The outside looks like chocolate, candy, fountain of gold and stuff, but the inside is just a black, silent room. They chose that side instead of the light and the bright skies and rainbows that God had for them.
mm. I don't think that's a bad point, and I think in a way I do agree with that. But because of my walk with Christ and like personally what I've dealt with, I think that there's also a part of not necessarily choosing what's wrong, but sometimes, like you said, it does present itself. Oh, well, this is good. Like this is great. Like my personal experiences. Like if you know me, you know I've had experience with the LGBTQ plus community. It's so hard for me to say because like I don't like telling my business, but I know that I have had experience with that, and I'm still walking through that experience and still trying to navigate what does that mean for me in my walk with Christ, my relationship with my family, because I think up until I had that experience, I definitely was more so thinking about things like my brother. And I feel like my brother is low key showing more compassion than I did at that age because I was that person that would tell people that was gay, like, oh, you're going to hell. Like, you're going straight to hell. Like, God can't forgive this and nothing like that. But I think that in me getting older and getting wiser and understanding that life has a lot of grays, it doesn't necessarily work like that. Now, I do think, like what my brother says, decisions does matter. So even if I feel like I am attracted to a female, or I want to be with a female or marry a female, am I going to make that decision? Is it going to be like, well, because I feel this way and I've been feeling this way for a long time, then that means that's the way I should go? When I was literally told by a friend, my time perception is so different from God's time perception. And this was something that just came back to me because recently um, I was able to get a car, my bestie, and I was so excited about this. But even in the process of us getting that vehicle, I don't have a car anymore, like a personal car. I had one, but on my birthday last year in 2023, I no longer had a vehicle. And we were able to get a vehicle this year, 2024, in September. So, guys, it hasn't even been a full year. But in my brain, I thought I was struggling. I had to walk places. Sometimes people couldn't give me a ride, or I didn't want to be inconvenienced for people. Take the bus, or I would just sit somewhere for like an hour to 30 minutes waiting for someone to pick me up. And this was all under a year. And I thought I was just going through it. Like, I thought I was just, and I was. Like, in my experience for myself, I was. But then when I was able to be blessed and we got a vehicle and I stood outside of myself, I was like, wait a minute. God, why are you so funny? Like, it wasn't even a full year. Like, God works so outside of our timing. And I think that's what happens with a lot of things in life, but particularly with the LGBTQ plus community. Because I think relationships that people end up having with people are there for a reason. Like, especially in my situation. I think the relationship I have with the closest female in my life, I think that it's there for a reason. But because we're all human, things happen, and we allow our mind, like my brother says, to shape us and tell us what we should do or what will make us feel good in that moment, instead of making the true decision and denying our flesh. Because I think at the end we are doing what thy will. We are doing what we want if we choose to follow in that pursuit. Which I know there's a lot of arguments and disagreements about that. And guys, trust me, when I first started having these feelings within myself, I literally researched it. I literally visited affirming churches. Like, I did a whole thing because I really wanted to understand why am I going through this? Why couldn't I just have an issue and just get pregnant earlier? All this stuff. Like, why I have to be this? And I know that sounds bad, but that's because I think us as Christians, we don't do due diligence in making people a part of the LGBTQ plus community feel loved and wanted. You have anything to say? I know I just like took over.
It's okay. I don't have nothing to say.
Okay. But I think we don't do a good job in doing that because I firmly can say now I do not believe anyone in that community is going to go to hell because it's all about their heart. And that is like literally the truth. I think most times when it comes to it, we say, oh, they feel this way because they had a rough experience in life and all this stuff. And, like with me personally, I have two dads. I mean, granted, I only really talk to one and see one on a regular basis, but I have two dads. So it's not that I don't have a dad in my life or anything like that. I think everyone just has their own things that they deal with that makes different things in their life manifest. And I think us as Christians, or should I say disciples of Christ, there is a different way that we can handle it that I think we're choosing not to handle. Because if you think about it, this even goes into politics. If we're saying, oh, abortion should be legalized, oh, gay marriage should be legalized, and if you don't do that, how are you being a Christian and showing the love of Christ? And then it's like, oh, you automatically have to. And I think it's been applied many times, being a part of the Christian faith, that God is directing you to vote Democratic because they support these people and God is love. God is love, but it is not the same love that we understand and know. Well, this is something I learned during a chapel service at my university. Like, I think I forgot the terms. I hate. But it's just that when Peter and Jesus are having a conversation, he Jesus keeps asking Peter, "Do you love me?" And it wasn't the same love. Like, Peter was responding like, "Yes, Lord, I care for you." But Jesus was asking him, and like, "Will you sacrifice everything for me?" And then Jesus had eventually gotten down to Peter's level and was like, "I care for you too, and I accept this from you, but I'm still gonna love you and lay myself down for you no matter what." And I think that this is what we have to exercise within this community. Because I mean, we all know what's right and wrong. We really do. Like abortion is just straight up wrong. It literally is, and we know that. But the gray in that is if someone is abused, or if like if someone's gonna pass away in childbearing, those are the gray areas. Like even with the LGBTQ plus, I think that whole thing that's a whole lot of gray. Because for me personally, I feel like I can try to understand lesbianism and like gay, like two men, more than I can really understand someone that's transgender. And that's something that God is still working with me on, to know how to minister to them and navigate that so that they can still have that relationship with Christ. Because our job is to only bring them closer to God. And you can't bring someone closer to God if you continuously allow them to do what they want to do. Because when you're constantly feeding your flesh, you don't need anything. So you think, because you're constantly having that satisfaction instead of having opportunity to long for something. So to wrap up this episode, I know it just got super deep. And again, you guys can always reach out to me at any point to talk through or about anything or something you disagreed with. Remember, you don't have to agree with everything I say. That's not what life is. And honestly, I would love if you did disagree with me. That way we have a chance to talk about something and educate each other. And we do it in a polite manner. Actually, cross that out. Not polite. And we do it in a very compassionate manner. Because I think sometimes polite comes off as nice, and I'd rather us be kind to each other than to just be nice and be passive. So if you disagree with me, awesome. If you
Drop it
agree
down in the
with me,
comments. Drop it down in the comments. So you can, so other people can also interact with you.
right. Just if you drop it in the comments, if it's a comment I don't like, I'm going to delete it because I can't do that because it's my page. Just want to let you know that. But if you can do it professionally,
You did have to say
hey,
that.
boom, let's do it. But this is what I think, guys, and this is what I truly believe. And I came from my personal experience. So hey, holler at your girl because
Oh, your boy.
I want to talk to you. I do love you guys, and I know I'm coming across probably like da 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 da, but it's not even that. It's just like I do love y'all, and I'm glad that people who do watch my podcast and feel encouraged by it, I'm glad that you truly do, because that's all I want to do. And it may always seem like I'm talking about things that just may not align with you, or they may actually align with you, but I want this podcast, like I said before, to be a place where I can share my thoughts and feelings, and then you can do the same. So we are now going to talk about our song of the week, which is, drumroll please. And okay, the song of the week is No Grave by Jonathan McReynolds. It's a great song. It's really calm. It touches your spirit, touches your soul. So we can listen to it. And y'all, I'm trying my best to find songs that aren't just like gospel, so that everyone can really listen to it and get something from it. But this one right here, this is a banger. And with that, guys, always remember,
Be, stay, remain encouraged. Hold on. 3, 2, 1. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Chicken butt.